Hey there. Welcome to the Fast Future Fundamentals.
I am Florencia.
Yes, I am an AI persona speaking with you. But the Fast Future Fundamentals, about which I speak, is all about real humans developing smart humans. For the first time in about 100 years, our world has more unknowns and then knowns. And we see leaders and companies struggle with this shift. The old world order was built on resilience, which meant building institutions around predictables. But as this changed, the question we asked ourselves is that what should leaders really develop as a future skill? And how should companies approach developing future leaders for hyper-adaptability? Let me explain this shift through the evolution of our business model's world and the impact on leadership capabilities. Phase 1. Linear natives, the era of efficiency. The first phase is what we can call linear natives. This era emerged from industrial and conglomerate organizations where work was predictable, hierarchical, and optimized for efficiency. Leadership thinking here was shaped by allocation of resources, return on investment, and early management frameworks like management by objectives introduced in the 1950s. The core goal was productivity: do more, faster, cheaper. Capabilities in this phase focused on operational efficiency, standardization, and scale. Jobs were clearly defined. Career paths were linear. Authority flowed top-down. Success meant minimizing variance. Quick example. Think of a traditional manufacturing plant. The leader's job is to optimize the assembly line, reduce waste, control costs, and ensure consistent output. Innovation happens slowly and only at the edges. People are trained to follow processes, not redesign them. This model worked extremely well in stable environments. But it struggles when complexity increases. Linear systems don't adapt well to rapid change. Phase 2. Digital natives, the skills era. The second phase is digital natives, often associated with Web 2.0 platforms, ERPs, and early enterprise software. Here, technology starts to digitize workflows and connect systems. Organizations move from purely physical operations to information-driven processes. Data becomes visible, communication accelerates, knowledge work expands. Leadership shifts from pure efficiency to capability building. Capabilities in this phase include core competencies, competency-based evaluations, functional specialists over generalists. People are hired and promoted based on what they know how to do: coding, finance, marketing, operations. Organizational charts become more matrixed, but silos still exist. Quick example. Consider a global enterprise implementing an ERP system. Leaders focus on standardizing data, training employees on new tools, and measuring performance through dashboards. A finance leader is rewarded for financial expertise, an IT leader for technical depth. Digital natives improved speed and visibility, but they also created complexity. More tools, more specialists, more handoffs. The system is faster, but still fragmented. Phase 3. Digital 2.0, platforms and aggregation. The third phase, often overlooked, is Digital 2.0, marked by app economies, cloud computing, RPA, and blockchain, and driven by demand and supply platform aggregation. This is the phase where value stops living inside individual organizations and starts flowing across ecosystems. Instead of building everything internally, companies plug into platforms. Instead of owning assets, they orchestrate access. Scale comes from networks, not headcount. Capabilities here include platform thinking, ecosystem design, automation of repeatable work, leveraging external talent and tools. Quick example. Think of companies like Uber, Airbnb, or Shopify. They don't own cars, homes, or inventory at scale. They aggregate supply and demand through platforms. Leadership is less about control and more about orchestration, rules, incentives, trust, and flow. For traditional companies, this phase shows up as cloud migration, low-code automation, and partnerships instead of vertical integration. But even here, most leadership models are still rooted in the skills era. Leaders ask, who owns this? Who reports to whom, rather than how does value move through the system? Phase 4, AI natives, the mindset era. The fourth phase is AI natives, and this is where the world shifts dramatically. AI natives are not defined by tools. They are defined by cognitive and contextual business models. This is what the image calls the mindset era for leaders. In this phase, leadership lives at the intersection of industries, technologies, specializations, talent, and leadership itself. The old boundaries blur. Static job definitions break down. Value is created by combining context, judgment, and systems thinking. Capabilities here include curiosity, imagination, comprehension, design thinking, and being connectors and not controllers. Leaders are no longer just decision makers, they are sense makers. AI handles pattern recognition, automation, and synthesis at scale. Humans focus on framing the right problems, setting direction, and making contextual trade-offs. Quick example. Imagine a product leader using AI to analyze customer behavior, simulate market scenarios, generate prototypes, and test pricing strategies, all in days instead of months. The leader's value isn't knowing every answer, but asking better questions and connecting insights across domains. In an AI-native organization, roles are fluid. Teams form and reform around problems. Learning speed matters more than static expertise. Leadership becomes less about authority and more about coherence, aligning people, machines, and intent. What is clear is that the way we have been trained so far to lead or manage a business is no longer relevant. Most leadership development was shaped during the linear and digital native eras, where stability, predictability, and clear boundaries define success. Traditional leadership development does not prepare leaders for this level of ambiguity, speed, and cognitive leverage. Leadership in the next 2 decades requires a new mindset of learning fast and without boundaries. This is the definition of true intelligence in an AI-native era. This will be the real competitive advantage for leaders and their businesses to thrive in a world yet to be discovered. That is why we created the Fast Future Fundamentals, to help leaders build the #1 future skill: multidisciplinary, interconnected thinking.